Okay. It doesn't matter if you're buying your first home, your third home, or your fifth home in Louisiana, you're going to want to listen to this. You can buy a home in 58 parishes with no money, no cash out of your pocket. True statement.
What?
Hello, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Wayne Turner. I'm a broker and owner of Turner Real Estate Group here in the Metro New Orleans area. Coming to you and excited about this information because it's called a CAFA Grant, C-A-F-A, and they quit doing them for quite some time, and now they fired them back up and they're rolling, and it's basically a grant. It's a down payment assistance program for people that want to purchase a home in 58 parishes right here in Louisiana. Basically, they're an in-state agency that gives potential home buyers or people money for down payment assistance to purchase a house. One of the biggest incentives is called the Purchase Advantage Program, and through that program, CAFA provides grants up to 4% of the loan amount. Now, this money can be used for down payment, closing costs, and prepaids as well. So the question I'm sure you're wanting to ask and it's going through your head is, how does this work? How can I get this down payment assistance? How does it benefit me? What's the catch? So let's begin with income. Now, they have a thing called AMI, which is the average median income in the area in which you wish to purchase a house. Now, that AMI, average median income, your income has to be 80% or lower than the AMI, the average median income for the area that you wish to purchase the house. And look, it's going to vary. I mentioned earlier, there's 58 parishes, and so each one of those are going to vary. And so that's why I tell people this is a great program, but we'll gladly get you with lenders that are doing this so they can say, okay, where is it that you want to be? Here's the AMI, the average median income for that area, and then this is your income. And as far as your income, they're going to look at, okay, what do you earn less what you have in debts going out each month, and that's your adjusted gross income, and that's what they use to qualify you for a home. And of course, purchasing these properties, you must and have to use them for your personal residence. So this is not an investor program. This is just for people that want to purchase a home, to actually own a home, to live in a home, which I don't know anybody who wouldn't want to live in a home. People, you talk about stress, and you don't want the stress of home ownership and that sort of thing, but so many buyers, they don't realize that you could purchase a home and purchase the home with a 1-year home warranty that can be extended every year for the life that you like. I have warranties on my properties. I always do. I always put them on my properties. Whether it be an investment property or my personal residence, I get a home warranty on it. So if the water heater goes out, I don't have to spend $1,300 to have a new water heater installed. I just call and pay a service fee of $75. They come out and new water heater or fix it. So we talked about the average median income. We talked about it has to be your personal residence. You also have to have, of course, a job, proof of income, proof that that income can, in fact, qualify you to pay a mortgage, if you will. And then you also have to have a 640 or higher credit score. So your credit score has to be 640. Now, it may not be 640 now. If you want to get it up, you can reach out to us. We'll let you know. We'll give you some links. We'll put some stuff below on how you can quickly, we've done videos on that as well, how to quickly get your credit score. So basically, we can take you from a 560, 580 credit score to 640 within 30 days if you have an interest in that. So what are the benefits of this program besides them giving you money to put towards down payment or closing costs? Well, what's really cool is the CAFA Grant also works hand in hand with FHA, conventional, VA loans, as well as RD, Rural Development, USDA loans. So for example, let's use VA. When you're a veteran, the federal government, the United States government says you've served our country, so we're going to guarantee the loan for you to purchase a home for your personal residence, and we're going to gift you down payment money. Now, as a veteran, when you're gifted the money for the down payment, you have to pay your closing costs. Now, if you don't have the money to pay closing costs, I can tell people 99% of the time, a good real estate agent, regardless of where you are in the country, can negotiate the closing costs for you on your behalf for the seller to pay it. So now the seller's going to pay your closing cost. And that's how, as a veteran, you can get into a house with no money out of pocket. What we're finding is that in this seller's market, it's very competitive. We're seeing multiple offers on properties. So you can use the CAFA grant with your VA eligibility, and you still don't have to come out of pocket with any money, and you still don't have to have the seller pay your closing costs. So that way it puts you at an advantage. So We're seeing houses and offers on homes for full list price, if not more. And to be competitive, you don't want to have to ask for closing costs. With the CAFA grant, you're basically getting the down payment money from VA. You're getting the grant from CAFA, so you can use the CAFA money for your closing cost and the VA for your down payment, which means you buy a house for no money out of pocket. Now, of course, very similar to that is USDA. Now, USDA is the same way. It's a government-backed loan that is underwritten through the United States Department of Agriculture. Yeah, so if you look it up, you'll see farmland and stuff. And they basically say if you're in the rural outskirts of states, cities within the United States, and listen, these aren't, I've said this many times before, these aren't like out in the boonies. Like my house would qualify, my location of my house would qualify for this sort of RD USDA loan because I'm considered in a rural area. Now, even though I'm considered in a rural area, which is great, I can physically walk. I'm within 2 miles from 2 Starbucks.
Hey, does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Does anybody want coffee?
I'm within 1.5 miles from a Whole Foods and 2 miles from Fresh Market. Like Target, walking distance to everything right here on the North Shore in Louisiana. However, it's still considered a rural area, and so those types of loans, you're giving the down payment money. And with the CAFA grant, so now you do the CAFA for the closing cost and the RD for the down payment, and you can see how, once again, there's 2 means of which you can purchase a house. One if you're a veteran, and one if not. And look, the same kind of goes for FHA and conventional. And it's one of those deals where if you go FHA conventional, you can still have the seller pay your closing cost, and you can use this through the CAFA for your down payment. So you could still purchase a house. So you can go FHA, VA, conventional, or USDA RD, all of which allow you to purchase a house for no money down by using the CAFA grant. Now, of course, with conventional or FHA, you would have to have the seller pay your closing costs for you. And I can tell you, most real estate agents around the country, if they're experienced enough, knowledgeable enough, they can have that done for you with no question. And we have a list of agents. We'll put a link below if you need somebody. So let me jump back just a quick little bit about closing costs. So in this market, you think, well, how are they paying closing costs? Or it's a competitive market, and what if they have multiple offers? So this is what you can do. You can use the CAFA grant right here, 58 parishes in Louisiana to purchase a house. And then you can use the FHA or conventional loan program. So you're going with a lender that offers the CAFA grant, and they underwrite it and run it through FHA or conventional. You're going to get the down payment money through the CAFA grant. The closing cost will have to come from the seller, and they can pay up to 3.5% of your closing cost. And typically that's what it always runs, around 3.5%, right? They can pay your closing cost for you, but what if they don't want to? What if it's competitive? What if they don't want to take any less than list price? Listen, this is what we see do. If a house is listed, for example, $225,000, and you're going to have $7,000 in closing cost and prepaid items, then you can offer $232,000, $233,000 to cover the cost of that. So even though you're paying more for the property, and a lot of people I know are watching this thinking, well, you're crazier than hell, man. There's no way. Why would you pay more for a property? Listen, it's not so much the cost of the money, it's the availability of the money. It's to be able to purchase a home and have a home. And so many people get caught up in that whole thing. So I want you to think about this really quick. What interest rate do you pay when you rent? You know the answer. It's 100%. When you rent, you pay 100%. You can't deduct any of it off your taxes. You're just paying for shelter. And when you move out, you got nothing in return. So if you're paying $1,000 somewhere to live, that's $12,000 a year. And if you're making 24 and you're paying 12, or if you're making 48 and you're paying 12, you're left with 36. See what I'm saying? So if you're going to buy a house and you want to buy a house. So what's the catch? CAFA grant, they're giving you money. How do you pay it back? How is it that they'll give you money? Like, this is a mortgage company, basically, that's gifting you money to buy the house. It's really simple. You're going to pay a little bit more in interest rates. It's just that simple. You're going to pay a little bit more in interest rates. But before you freak out, listen to me. If you had to pay 5.9%, or say 5.5%, because these CAFA grant programs are typically 1% over the prevailing rate. So as of this recording, rates are around 4.85%. So you're going to probably pay around 5.85%. But my gosh, you have to understand, when you rent, you pay 100%. You're paying 100%. And of course, that rate is a fixed rate. So if you're going to pay a 5.8% rate, you get down payment assistance, and you can purchase a house for no money out of pocket, and the seller pays your closing cost, and now you're able to buy a house, no money out of pocket. I mean, physically, you can buy a house right now, no exaggeration, cheaper than you can go rent an apartment. I mean, they usually want first and last month's rent, plus a pet deposit. You don't pay any of that. I mean, you got like $1,000, man, to cover your appraisal, and you don't even have to pay for the appraisal, basically a home inspection. And I advise everybody to always get a home inspection. Never buy a house without an inspection. Just gives you peace of mind. But these rates are fixed. They are fixed rates, 5.8% fixed. Never changes. Whether you finance it on 15, 20, or 30 years, most people are doing 30-year mortgages, right? So with the CAFA grant, you purchase the property, you're going to pay 5.8, 5.9%. And look, that will fluctuate depending on the prevailing rate, because they're going to charge you a little bit more based on the rate. So if the rates were to go up, you're watching this now and it's been 3 months and now the rates are 5.25, then you may pay 6.25 through the CAFA grant. So it really just depends on the time of this recording, the time you're watching this recording. However, it is a fixed rate. And here's what's really cool. After 6 months of you closing on your home through the CAFA grant, you can refinance that property if you want to and not have to pay any of the money back that you've received from the CAFA grant. So if you got a, let's just take, for example, you have to pay 5.9%. You buy the property, you're paying 5.9%. You live in the property for 6 months paying 5.9%. The interest rates right now, in 6 months into the future, are 4.25%. You can refinance from 5.9 to 4.25. If it's 5, you can refinance. You see what I'm saying? The point I'm trying to make is, if you're not happy with that rate, you can turn around and refinance. But full disclosure, when you refinance a property, you may not be coming out of pocket, but they still are charging you and they're just rolling it into the loan. So always read the fine print when it comes to doing anything like that. So look, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm like a broken record. Sometimes it's just taking that initial step to purchase that first property, and a big way to overcome that fear is to purchase it with a home warranty. The warranties are they're $600. You can pay it or ask the seller to pay it. 95% of the time, the sellers are glad to pay it because you're purchasing their property, and it covers everything. It covers your appliance. It covers everything but the roof. So once again, it's not so much to look at the cost of the money, it's the availability of the money. And if anybody tells you that it's expensive to buy a home, I think they'll lie about other stuff too. But that's just my opinion, because I remember purchasing my first home and I had to come out of pocket with down payment and closing cost. And not to take anything away from that agent, but I wish I'd have known more. I wish I'd have done a little bit more research and had a little bit more. I wish somebody would have told me, hey, Wayne, you can have the seller pay your closing cost. I didn't know. I had to pay it all on my own. And that's why I think I do these videos, just to help people so you'll know and have some insight. And this information is coming from somebody that's done this for decades. So as mentioned before, if you're buying your first home, your third home, your fifth home, your seventh home, and it doesn't matter, if you're looking to buy a home in Louisiana and you want to go through these types of programs, the CAFA grant, then you can do so by simply reaching out to us, shoot us a message, give us a text, thumbs up, whatever it may be. We'll put our numbers here. We're super easy to find. We're located, our main office is right here at the Chenier Shopping Center in Mandeville. But we're here to help. And we're here to help with the many array, if you will, of just all the different types of programs, whether it be VA, FHA, RD, conventional. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Or if you just want to pay cash, I got a cash purchase on a property today. Either way, we make it smooth, we make it stress-free, and we make it fun. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and let us know if you ever have any questions, any concerns, or if there's any topics you want us to talk about. Until next time, make it a great day.